Danger! Danger right there! Danger!
All right, guys, so today we're going to be working on a cross ankle series. So cross ankle is probably one of the most dominant turns you can have in wrestling, aside from maybe the gut wrench, although I would maybe argue cross ankle is a little more dominant because once it's on, it kind of, it depends who you ask, but once it's on, it's extremely difficult to get off and it's really, really painful. It's kind of comes down to a matter of pain. I mean, so does the gut wrench, I guess, but for the most part, it's so painful that people can't really get out of it for the most part, once it's really, really locked on from a high level person, right? So that's what we're gonna try to do today. We're gonna work on our cross ankle and I'm gonna teach you how to set it up, how to lock it, and different ways to lock it, and how you actually execute it. So we're gonna start with Cruz on the stomach here. Facing this way, so you guys can see. So first thing I like to do in a cross ankle is I gotta make sure that he can't bring this knee up here, right? So one simple trick I like to do, and most people might teach you, is bring your knee up, which is fine, that works, as long as you keep the weight on. Easier way I find is I actually have my foot or my ankle on top of his ankle, and I just sit on it. Now he can't bring that knee up. If he tries to bring it up, he's got to fight all my weight. It's an easier way. You can go knee on top or knee around, but I like to just put my shin across and sit on it. Now he can't bring that knee up. And now I got to make sure that I'm also heavy on his hip, because even though he can't bring his leg up, he's going to bring his hips towards me. So I got to pin him down at the hips, right? So I'm going to drop my shoulder into his butt right here, right into the thigh. And I'm just going to drop my weight down so he can't get back up. I'm going to scoop around the knee here. So my right arm's going to scoop around the knee. And then I want to make sure that I'm grabbing the ankle from the other side. So I'll show you right here. So I'm on top of the leg. I'm scooping this ankle. So I'm dropping down on the shoulder, making sure he can't get up, reaching around the knee. Now Cruz can't come into me. He can't use his ankle or his knee to come up. He can't use his hip to come up. And I'm going to scoop this leg up. So I'm going to scoop it up and I'm going to post it on my hip right here and trap it. So I scoop up, trap it on my hip, and now he can't get up. I can kind of basically whizzer, overhook around it, and he's not able to pull out here. So I'm going to grab around his knee here, and now I'm dropping his hips all the way down to the ground. So no matter what, even if he tries to bring his hips into me, I can knock him right back down. The easiest way to finish a cross ankle, or at least to get into it, is I'm just going to walk over to the right. So I can't just reach. It's too far to reach. I actually have to walk over, and I like to use this knee to kind of push his ankle forward. And then for the hand motion here, I'm just basically going to do a bicep curl. It's going to curl up and then get into the cross ankle, right? So I'll show that little part again. It's a little movement here, but it's really important. I'm locking at the ankle. I'm walking over the side. I use this bottom knee here, and I push that knee up, or push that ankle up. And then I bicep curl right here. And now there's 3 different ways I can finish from here. Easiest way is just to roll through, but I can grab on the ankle, or kind of like a knee put here. And I'm going to run my feet, so grab my shoulder into Cruz, run my feet like a gut wrench, so I'm popping, run, pop, and go all the way over, right?
Push with your feet to drive your opponent forward and across.
We want to make it a little bit more painful, so I come up here, come behind. One thing I can do is I can drive my forearm right into his knee pit here and come down and make it a little bit more painful. I still got to drive my shoulder down, right? I still keep my shoulder closed, but I'm driving my forearm down. I'm going to run across, so drive my feet, run, pop, and come all the way through, just like.
Use your forearm to apply downward pressure into your opponent's calf to make them want to turn easier.
And then another way I can do, last one for this cross ankle series here, is I'm on top here, right? Drive my shoulder down, pick up the ankle, scoop, walk across, scoop right here. Another thing I can do is I can actually push onto the knee pit. So I cup my hand, I want to push up on the knee pit here. So as I'm running my feet, I pop and I'm going to push up on the knee pit, push, and then it kind of gets them going even faster. So those are 3 different locks you can do for the cross ankle. And coming up next, we're going to show you a different cross ankle altogether.
Cup the pit of your opponent's knee and push up and across.
All right, guys, so now we're going to work on another variation of cross ankle. So the first series I showed were more so finishes you can do. This one's kind of a different cross ankle altogether. And this one actually works really well. I'll probably show in another video. When you get a single leg, you can transition really well to this cross ankle. It's more of a speed one, a timing one, where you catch your opponent off guard. So I have Cruz on his stomach here. All I'm going to do for this cross ankle, so I still want to set it up the same way. I'm not so much scooping up on the leg here, but I do need to pin him down. You might not have as much time to do that when you're just going from single leg to cross ankle, but for when I'm setting it up right now, I do need to pin him down because I need his knees to come together, right? So if I don't focus on pushing him down here, then he's going to bring his knees up and then out, and then I can't really grab his legs, right? I need his legs to actually physically cross. And if his knees are apart, chances are his ankles are going to be apart, right? So what I need to do, I need to pin Cruz down just like before, but instead of setting it up like before where I put it in my hips, I walk it over and go all through those steps, this one's a lot faster. I'm just going to give it a big hug here. So give it a big hug, and I'm just going to drop my weight down and give myself a big hug. So hugging around this ankle here, I'm going to drop all the way down to his ankles and just hug my hands through here. And I need to make sure that as I hug through, this hand goes underneath and grabs my own elbow, and then this hand grabs my own bicep, and I'm keeping my chest down, right? So I need to make sure that my chest is on top of his ankles. If it's loose, he's gonna get out. I keep my chest on top of his ankles, and then I roll, right? So in order to set that up though, I still need to pin his hips down. And then, yeah, of course, when I drop down to his ankles, I'm not gonna be pinning his hips down, but that's kind of the timing of it, right? I pin his hips down first, and then I tug here, I scoop, I drop down, and as I drop down, I start rolling. So it's a really fast one. I drop down, give myself a big hug here, and then immediately start rolling, right? So maybe for a split second, you're coming off of his hips, but you've already pinned his hips down, and then you're just kind of catching him off guard, right? So I pin his hips down, I give myself a big hug, and then I start scooping the leg, I give a big hug, and then I drop down to the ankles, keep my chest pressure down, keep that here, and then immediately roll. Right? And this one's actually, it feels kind of loose at first. As you roll, it gets tighter and tighter. The second one, the third one, each one gets progressively more tight, right? So I'll show it again here. I pin Cruz's hips down here, scoop. I drop down to his ankles. I keep my chest on his ankles here, and immediately give a big hug here, and right away to a roll, just like that.
Keep your chest pinned to your opponent's ankles and elbows driven into your side so your opponent doesn't get away.
Thank you very much for watching. This is Coach Cruz Velasquez
and Cody Osborn.